Hi, thanks for inviting me to assist you. Let's get busy on your weight solution. A weight loss strategy needs to be comprehensive. Diets don't work, and neither do gimmicky supplements. I'm spammed emailed every day for weight loss supplements and drinks, and it is disappointing that these shady products make such huge profits off of vulnerable people truly wanting to help themselves. This is why I created LifeMind Solutions to begin with, to allow people who are near desperate for solutions to access real and effective treatments and strategies. Let's get this clear right now. If a vitamin, drink, or so-called supplement were capable of reducing weight, it would work on everyone, and we would all know about it and use it. The fine print in these products is always the same. Use as directed, and the direction tells you to eat less and work out more. It ain't the magic pill or drink that's doing the work. It's you eating better and getting more fit. If you want to see what works, just look at the lifestyles of everyday people who are fit. Healthy, fit people do not rely on diets or supplements. They eat smart, indulge moderately, and get a normal amount of exercise. Do I qualify as fit? I am 50, 5'10", and weigh 205 pounds. I fit comfortably in the clothes I wore 15 years ago, much to my girlfriend's chagrin. I come from an overweight family, so my average size is not genetic. I'm a pretty average weight and build for mid-age male. Not overweight, but certainly not underweight either. I work out 5 to 6 times a week for 30 to 40 minutes and walk about a mile a day, a brisk stroll for 20 minutes. Because I do sit-ups and weights in my workouts, a good percentage of my weight is muscle, which is heavier than fat. So if I stop working out, I drop another 15 pounds almost overnight. I don't fixate on my food. I eat mostly lean and healthy types of food, but it's all pretty average stuff in very average quantities. I don't overindulge, nor do I deprive myself of indulgences. This is consistent with most average folks who are reasonably fit and healthy. I'm not a fitness model. I'm not unsightly or physically disproportionate either. I'm pretty average in build, weight, and fitness, and I'm grateful not to be extreme in any direction, lean or heavy. In other words, if I can do it, you can do it. A common complaint from new clients is that they simply don't have the time to exercise or walk. I am as busy with work and personal obligations as a person can be. I do not have spare time, ever. It is challenging and frustrating to take time to eat and sleep, let alone shower and use a toilet. Hell, I wear shoes with no laces because I don't want to waste time on tying something I can slip on. In other words, I don't want to hear it. The healthiest people are also the busiest. It is self-perpetuating. The more you do, the more energy your body and mind creates for you to use. Your body and mind will adapt to whatever you condition it to. You will get more energy and time as you become more fit and healthy. That's a guarantee. It is only challenging in the beginning to make time to exercise and eat right, but soon it becomes a natural habit, the same way your bad habits got there, through repetition. The key to LifeMind Solutions is the gradual process that allows your subconscious to accept a new behavior without resisting it. Get the subconscious on board and you've got the only real ally you need. It's physics. It is not possible for a human body to sustain excess weight if it intakes reasonable portions of food, has routine motion exercise, and the food intake is somewhat easily digested. But we don't need to count calories or fat content. Your body uses less energy to digest and metabolize food that is easy to break down. This more energy is available for you for being more active and thinking. It's not just what you eat, but how we eat it and how we combine it. A prime example of this is fruit. Fruit is healthy, but it is unhealthy to eat it within 20 minutes of non-fruit food. You're going to learn what to eat and how. You ain't going to go hungry. You're going to lose weight mostly by modifying how you eat the foods you already eat. Any reductions to your diet are going to be made slow and gradual. You're going to do fine. If you gradually adopt a moderate lifestyle of food and motion, you will be fit and your body will sustain normal weight. That's physics. The secret key word here is gradually. The reason diets and supplements don't work is because they're designed to get fast results. And what do we know about quick results? They don't last. And they cause more long-term damage than they benefit. Just like fast food. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. It does indeed take away your hunger and fulfill your need for calories, but it causes far more long-term damage than short-term benefits. We all know this. We think we like it because it tastes good, but this is a myth. We only like it because we've been conditioned, brainwashed ourselves to like it through repetition. As your body, mind, and taste slowly get more accustomed to the food that is better for you, it will lose that taste for junk food stuff and develop a real taste for the good stuff. A word of caution, healthy food costs a bit more than unhealthy stuff. This is a big way the food manufacturers keep people hooked and exploit those less fortunate. There are some very talented PhD chemists that work for food companies to develop junk foods that actually make you hungrier and crave their stuff. Check out this expose story on those food chemists from 60 Minutes. Our mind and body is miraculously designed to adapt to nearly anything we do over and over. No matter what it is, the human form has extraordinary healing powers, and given the right circumstances, it can bounce back from drug abuse, car wrecks, broken stuff, tragedies, traumas. What this means is that our body and mind will eventually adapt to nearly anything we force it to, and this includes crappy food and an inert lifestyle. Why? Because it doesn't have much of a choice. You feed it junky food and laziness long enough, and it makes the most of it and develops an actual taste for it too. But this is the same with healthy food and living too. It becomes routine through repetition. Your body and mind will not only accept healthy food and exercise, but will eventually crave it too. Same as it did with the garbage stuff. We need to program ourselves with healthy living the exact same way we programmed ourselves for unhealthy living. It's the same formula. Now we're going to make some modifications to your current habits and style of eating. This is pretty simple but very important. Small changes will make a big difference in reconditioning your body to a new and more sensible lifestyle. We're going to begin with portion modification. Whether you prepare your own meals, your spouse, or someone else prepares them, you only need to do one modification once your meal is in front of you. Take 1/4 of it and throw it in the trash. I know it is a waste and that there are people who only wish they had food to waste, but this waste of food will not be much nor for very long. And in the long run, you're going to waste much less than you've been wasting for a long time. Each and every time you've eaten excessively throughout your life has truly been a waste. It's been damaging to yourself and made less food available to the world too, so think of it that way for now. When I say 1/4 needs to go in the trash, here's what I mean. If your lunch is a sandwich, some chips, and a couple of cookies, then I want you to tear a small section right off the sandwich and throw it away. Take just a couple of those chips and throw them too. Take a piece of one of those cookies and toss it. After that, enjoy your lunch. This smaller amount is so insignificant, you won't even notice it. And if you do, it's all in your head because it simply isn't possible to take away such a small portion of what was satisfying to you yesterday and have it not satisfy you today. We're going to do the same thing with your dinner, breakfast, and snacks and desserts. Just make or order the same meals you normally would, and before you take your first bite, take those small, insignificant pieces and toss them in the trash. Many people resist this first instruction, not because it is too hard, but because they feel that it's not drastic enough, and they signed on for this to get fast results. Here's where I get redundant. Fast results don't work. They backfire every time. Do this the right way. Slow and steady wins the race. I want you to just follow this very basic, nearly no change, easy instructions for the first week. I know it can be tempting to skip ahead and add in next week's instructions to speed up your results and be more aggressive, and this enthusiasm is admirable, but it is counterproductive. Please just stick to the solution as it is outlined to you. We are not only reducing your food intake slightly, but we are also training your body and mind to adjust to different dynamics, and we are doing this by taking the path of least resistance. We don't want to rile up your body and subconscious by creating a sense of deprivation. You poke this bear of your subconscious with a stick and it's going to wake up pissed and begin to fight. Let this sleeping dog lie. We've got bigger changes on the way, and we're going to ease into them so your body and mind accept them. Before this is over, you're going to have a whole new lifestyle with no resistance to it. We're making the transition easy and smooth. Now, we're going to modify your motion exercise too. I'm going to explain a formula I want you to adapt to your current lifestyle. I want you to write out how often you exercise and what type. Here's an example. 10 minutes of walking approximately once a week. 20 minutes of weights approximately twice a week. Racquetball with a coworker once a week. We're going to use this as a template. So I want you to follow this as an example. We're going to make the following small and gradual modifications here too. A 10-minute walk will become a 15-minute walk 2 times per week. 20 minutes of weights 2 times per week will become 3 times per week, and add in some sit-ups. How many? Do enough where it is slightly difficult. Don't make it strenuous or hard. You're just starting out, so just do what is slightly beyond easy. Not hard, not easy, just a small baby step out of the comfort zone. Racquetball once per week can stay the same for now. That's a good workout, so it can remain as it is this week. The theme here is the same, gradual and small increases to what you've already been doing. Let's do a more extreme example. How do we modify someone who is not getting any exercise or motion? That's actually more simple. 0 minutes of walking or running becomes 10 minutes, 3 times per week. 3 times per week is important. Any less and it will be too awkward and foreign to sustain. But any more is too much coming from 0 so quickly. No working out becomes 10 to 15 minutes of weights. Just enough weight to cause some resistance. The right amount of weight to lift would be an amount that becomes very difficult when you reach around 15 reps and impossible if you try to do 20 or 25. You'll need to experiment and try not to get frustrated if your first couple of times don't come to much more than just experimenting. It might take a few times just to know what to lift. Same with sit-ups. Try 10, and if it's easy, do 20. Do the number that is a little awkward but not hard. It takes time to acclimate to a new type of motion. This has nothing to do with strain or excess. If you're not familiar with sit-ups or weights, then it's going to feel like you're using your feet to write with. It just isn't familiar yet. In a short time, it'll become normal, and only then is when we start to think about doing more or making it harder. Goal 1 is to just get familiar with it. Over time, you'll know when to add more because you'll get restless and bored with what you've been doing. Wait till you get restless and bored with an exercise and then add some. But that's a ways down the line, so that's just food for thought for right now. If you don't own any fitness equipment, you've got some options. You can begin with the sit-ups and use push-ups for strength training, or you can go to your local Target or Walmart and get an inexpensive set of dumbbells. Problem with push-ups is that they are way harder than what their payoff is, and they're uncomfortable and awkward. If you buy a few weights, don't go crazy. It's easy to get caught in the spell of buying equipment. Get some cheap, basic stuff. Invest low, and if you need and want more later, you can add or upgrade. When I first started playing tennis, I bought a cheap racket at Target for like 20 bucks, and my first shoes were what I had in the closet. I didn't know if I was going to hate tennis in a month or break my legs trying to play, so I invested small to get going. Once I got better and knew for sure I liked it, I upgraded. I upgraded slowly over time till I got to the point where I could appreciate and had the skills to use a $90 racket and $125 shoes. If I use a cheap racket now, I'm experienced enough to know the difference. Same with weights. Wait until you get familiar and used to this before you invest. Fitness centers make bank off of new memberships around the first of the year as everyone makes those resolutions, and it is something like 80% of those who sign up on those New Year's resolution deals stop using them within 3 months. Let's start slow on the food and motion modifications. Be careful. It may be tempting to do more than what I'm instructing. Know this, that tempting feeling to do more is your pesky subconscious doing its job, trying to keep you as you are. It is giving you a false sense of motivation because history shows you've done this before and hit a wall and went backwards. Nope, not this time. You're going to keep it slow and gradual. Do not make these modifications more than what I'm advising. Keep those food and exercise modifications within the circumference of what I'm advising. I've got your best interest at heart here, and you'll soon see how this all works. Next week, I'll have a few more small modifications, and they will begin to add up real soon. Follow the instructions and listen to your first hypnotherapy session if you're using it. I hope you do, because hypnotherapy eases the mind into these transitions. It's pretty simple. You just listen to it, and it allows your mind to accept other options rather than resist them. Check out the hypnotherapy video if you want to know how safe and helpful it is. I've got a lot of motion exercise instructions on the website too, to ease your way into a comfortable style of healthy motion. A quick review. Number 1, make the food modifications I've instructed. Number 2, modify and increase your motion exercise instructions that I've designed for you. It will tell you how to prepare and set up to do the exercises. No, you don't need to go get a gym membership. Just follow the instructions and adapt them to your situation. Number 3, listen to the hypnotherapy audio. And finally, for now, 4, if you feel you have to weigh yourself, only do it once per week, in the morning only. That's it for today's session. I'll see you in 1 week for your second session. Be well. All right, let's do the LifeMind weight loss solution together. I'm going to follow the exact same instructions I give to you for weight loss solution. This way I can offer myself as the sacrificial lamb to the work. I've got a couple things going against me. Number 1, I turned 51 about a month ago. This means my metabolism is slow. It slowed a little bit in my late 30s, pretty noticeably in my early 40s, and it shifted dramatically overnight. What this means is that I have to work 4 times as hard to lose weight or keep weight off than when I did when I was younger. Number 2, I come from an overweight family. This means that my fairly average weight and size is not natural. It is from having a moderate lifestyle. I do not eat a lot, I do not drink a lot, and I work out regularly 5 to 6 times a week. That includes walking. My cardio used to be far more aggressive before a debilitating accident in 2013, depriving me of backpacking and competitive tennis matches twice a week. I can no longer run well. I can walk, which I do nearly every day. 3, it is summertime. It's hot and I drink a lot of water. I have what is called a pitta dosha in Ayurvedics, which is a hot, warm-blooded constitution. This means I retain weight and water in the summer. I actually have a tendency to eat less in the summer, but drink a lot of water, and my constitution type struggles in the summer months. So while I typically weigh more in the summer months, the upside is that it's a bit of the opposite in the winter. My appetite stays the same in the winter, I drink a lot less water, and my body retains a lot less. I have more energy in the winter, less in the summer. Vata type people are the opposite. They retain weight and feel lethargic in the winter and feel better in the summer. You can check out my Ayurvedic video if you want to learn the basics on how to apply it to your solution work here. I'll be teaching you how to use this to your advantage in our weight solution. Let's begin by reviewing where I am today, the before. I do not own a scale yet, so I have to go buy one. I was at a doctor appointment last week and they weighed me, which is weird because it was a dermatologist, but they still weigh you. It was at this appointment that I got the idea of doing the weight solution with you and documenting my progress. Not only will we track my progress as we do this together, but I will document my struggles, the challenges, and my triumphs too. My weight 4 days ago at the doctor's was 210.5, 210.5, and I'll video me getting on a scale in a few days. Here's what I expect. I expect to lose between 1 to 2 pounds every 7 days or so. I expect it to stall in my 4th or 5th week as my body retains food and liquids in an attempt to sustain its current weight that it's been taught to have. Why do I have these expectations? Because I have worked with dozens and dozens of weight loss solution clients for many years and seen the patterns of initial weight loss, brief frustrating phase of retention in the middle, weeks, and then the overall progress. I don't expect to lose too much weight. If I am correct in my weight estimation of 210.5, then that is quite good for an average 51-year-old male from an overweight family. I'm quite content with that and feel tremendous most of the time. I've only had 2 colds for less than 3 days in the last 8 years, and I've weighed about 210 for over 8 years also. I've not put on any weight, but nor have I lost any, which is not too bad for a middle-aged man. I work out between 45 minutes every day. It's moderate, nothing extreme. Some weights and sit-ups and crunches. I eat very moderately too, and have for many years. If I reduce my food intake too much, I may compromise my wellness and strength. Here's my routine eating habits as of today. I have coffee in the AM and several cups of decaf while I have my morning live sessions with clients. About 10 a.m. I eat an English muffin. And around 11:30 I eat some cereal with almond milk. I eat a sandwich around 1 and then often another one around 2:30. I have a snack around 4, which is a plate of crackers with cheese and pickles. I eat an evening meal around 6:30 or 7, which is more snack size, a veggie burger or some other sandwich. My dinner is around 8 and also barely a meal, as I do not like to eat large quantities. My dinner may be a bowl of rice or pasta or another veggie burger, and then I may eat some toast or a second helping around 9 before I turn in around 10. I was not always this way. I am an excessive personality. Most of my life has been living in excess. Drugs, alcohol, sex, food. I've been something of a hedonist until my mid-30s. The gradual and sensible modifications I am teaching you are the same ways I went from a life of excess to one of moderation. I used to eat till I was full, and I weighed about 225 when I was 34. That was then. This is now. That was then. This is now. Here's my before. I'm not a real trim, fit guy. I mean, I'm pretty average. I've trained myself to be healthy until it became as natural as it is now. I like to eat often more than I like to eat a lot. I don't like feeling full, so eating for me is a way to avoid being hungry and having my hunger distract me from my work. I'm barely hungry throughout the day, and it has always been evenings when I am hungry. Pretty boring, right? I have a sedentary job. I'm either in live sessions with clients or working at my desk for 6 to 10 hours a day until I get some motion with my afternoon's walks and my pre-dinner evening workout. I will be doing my quantity reductions the same as you, but the food replacements don't apply too much to me, as I don't eat poor foods very often. I don't think anyone can look at the diet I just described and see much to cut out. Part of the point of this weight loss solution is to teach you how to live well and to live moderately, so you do not have to deprive yourself of indulgences or to live a life of willpower and discipline. These are important virtues, but so are indulgences. We do not want to live a life of excess, nor one of extreme deprivation. We want a life of moderation. We don't want to be excessive in our indulgences, nor do we want to be excessive in our disciplines. If I am going to be excessive, I want it to be with healthy things, but my goal is to not live in excess in any areas except one: love. I can't have nor give enough love, but everything else needs to be in balance. Okay, so to begin, we've established the starting point. I am 210.5 pounds, I exercise regularly, and I'm 51. I eat moderately and pretty healthy with moderate amounts and types of indulgences that are not too frequent. Enough so I don't go crazy with cravings, but not so frequent indulgences become habits. Here's my before. I put on a nice snug shirt today so you can kind of see the definition or lack thereof that I have. So you can actually see what I really look like. I will be sharing with you my progress, my struggles, my challenges, and we will do this journey together. So see you soon. Always be well.